For some reason, she had expected it to be full of flowers, talking flowers with silly personalities. But this garden was brown and tangled instead. Stone statues littered the walkways, many of them broken and overgrown with dead vines. The fountain no longer glittered with sun-speckled water. It was still and empty, covered in a creeping greenish brown moss. Ah, char! Something below sneezed behind her. Alice whirled around. And saw green big dash past, its emerald hooves clattering on the dusty gravel path. She blinked at its curly, brilliant green tail as it vanished behind the long hedge. Her eyes fall on a row of flowers and she jumped. They did have human faces. How had she known they would? But these were not the ones she'd expected somehow. These faces were gaunt and haunted, as if the flowers were starving. Their eyes stared blankly past her, and their petals hung limp, with pale washed-out colors barely visible against the brown and grey backdrop. None of them spoke to her, although a couple let their grace travel slowly across her face, then drift back down to the ground. Now that Alice was paying closer attention, she could see living things moving all around her. Up in the air, dragonflies the size of horses were doing battle with horseflies the size of dragons, and knuts that were bigger than any animal she'd ever seen. They swooped and zoomed toward one another, stinging and buzzing angrily. The weak sun, hidden by a haze of grey clouds, barely illuminated the blue-green bodies of the dragonflies and the iridescent wings of all the battling insects. Alice jumped again as another creature stalked past her, a chubby, thin bird on legs as tall and thin as the stills little boys played with in the alleys outside their London home. She saw more birds that looked much the same, shoulders hunched, drop feathers falling out, knobbly legs that looked too skinny to support even the bird's thin frame. Curiouser and curiouser, Alice muttered. This place was familiar, and yet somehow not. It seemed sadder than she had imagined. I told you she is the right Alice, a voice held triumphantly. Alice whirled around. A cluster of the oddest creatures stood behind her, all of them. other's shoulders. Words were embroidered on their stiffly charged white collars. One said "thee" and the other said "them." "I'm not convinced," said the dormouse, shifting back and forth on her paws. The white rabbit threw up his hands. "How is that for gratitude?" he cried. "I've been up there for weeks, trailing one Alice after the next. I was almost eaten by other animals. Can you imagine?" They go about entirely unclothed, and they do their shakm in public. All full body shudder ripped through his white fur. I had to avert my eyes. He touched one paw stars at each other with their eyes. Tweedledee and Tweedledum each took one of Alice's arms and led her forward. The Dormouse, the Dodo, and the White Rabbit followed close behind. As they